Well, it's a tale as old as time, guys. Something can be a certain way for months on end. The minute you change something or move something, you need it back the other way. What am I talking about? Yesterday's video, I unhooked the water trailer and I hooked up the dump trailer, getting ready for corn, because the water's just a backup. Here we are the next day. So at our dairy, we've got town water as a backup. We've got, a handful of wells that feed the farm. But we just got town water last year as like a backup emergency plan. So if wells go down or something like that, it automatically turns on the town water and records how many gallons we use. It is water we have to purchase. So I unhooked the water trailer because we haven't needed it in months. And last night our town water spiked. And right now the town water's running full bore. So clearly we have well issues. So we've got to get the plumbers out here and get that figured out. But in the meantime, I have to unhook the dump trailer, hook it back to the water trailer, and somebody will go down. We've got a 6,000 gallon silo at a heifer barn that we don't use anymore, with a float on it. So that it always stays full, and it's a backup for situations like this. So somebody will run down there and get a load of water to kind of help ease the pain a little bit, help stop the bleeding until we get the wells figured out. So yeah, tale as old as time. Anyways, good morning. Welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment, follow along, see what today all brings here. Tell you what, it's really warming up out. We're pushing 80 already. The guys just kicked on our sprinklers in here. Figured I'd show you guys these. They're very simple. It's literally just a garden sprinkler. We ran a garden hose up from the hydrants out back, and it just kind of rains over top of these cows here while they're in the holding area. We do not have sprinklers out in the milk barn. We don't have enough water for that. Really, with today's water issues, we probably don't have enough water to be doing this, but it really makes a big difference in the cows and their comfort. So even if we got to go get it and truck it here, it makes sense to run these. The guys only run them for probably 10-15 minutes, and they'll shut them off until the next group of cows comes in. But yeah, I figured I'd show you guys those. It's just kind of a simple little deal we built there. Yeah, it's definitely warming up out, guys. Got the transmission back in the 6420 this morning. I wasn't involved in it, so didn't get any footage of it, but tranny's back in it. I don't know what they lack. Obviously, they got to put the other tire on. Other than that, I don't really know what's left of that. The mowers are out mowing. They left at 1, it's about an hour ago. So they're out hammering down. Probably today's Thursday. We might be able to get chopping that stuff by Saturday. I doubt we'll be able to, maybe merge some tomorrow afternoon, but I doubt we'll be able to do any chopping tomorrow afternoon. I've got our dry hill pump hooked back up to this 8200. We're gonna grease it and get it pulled back into the lagoon and ready to go. Because our storage got cut in half with that lagoon project, we're gonna have to get that empty. So just as soon as they get a field chopped of hay, I am going to start field spreading with our semi onto that stuff. I gotta get a hammer. Shoot. Yeah, so I'll stop spreading with that stuff with the truck, unless it's too wet, which I don't think it will be. And I'm gonna be spreading on ground that we're gonna be plowing in next spring. So if we happen to leave some tracks, which I really don't think we will, it's not a big deal. We've only got one more cutting after that to deal with. Chopper's ready to go. Greased, fueled, filled with DEF. And all of that, 9420, ready to go. Blade on, greased, fueled. So we're pretty much ready to go. just gotta wait on Mother Nature. But like I said, we're pushing 80 degrees today. It's heavy stuff. We could stop out in the field and look. A lot of it's starting to lodge because of all the rain and wind that we had. It's lodging. So it's a good problem. If it's heavy enough to lodge, it's heavy. Crappy hay doesn't lodge. So yeah, that's what we're up to. We're gonna get this thing greased, backed in. I gotta leave a little early today, pick up the kids from school because my wife is going to pick up my in-laws from the airport. So see what we can get accomplished here in an hour and a half, 2 hours, I guess. All right, so I went down through. There's 5 covers on this pump. Pull them off. You can grease the drive line, which this, I haven't greased it yet. You guys can see there's still grease on it from last time. So it's amazing when stuff stays good and dry, how things just are better than when they start to get rotten and manure finds its way in. And yeah, it's no fun. So we'll go down through and get them all greased up here, put all these covers back on. There is one up on that gun. I'm not gonna film trying to get to that one because you gotta get a ladder. It's a total pain, but I'm gonna go grab some 5th wheel grease too to put on these arms. So these are extendable arms. This is the wall walker setup. So in our concrete lagoon up top of with the wall, you extend these legs all the way out, get this right up to the edge of the wall, and then you can lower it down, lift the front tires up via those and back it in. They told me I didn't have to touch these as far as greasing or oiling them. They said the manure was enough lubrication, but I don't know. I don't think a little bit of 5th wheel grease could hurt them. So I've got them extended all the way out here. We're gonna slap some of that on there too. All right, we got the pump backed in. That's all set to go. You can see how much manure is in here already. Those of you guys follow along, remember we had this completely empty about a week and a half ago. So we'll pump this dry first, then I'll head up to that other lagoon and we'll spread out of there some too. They're still working on building that berm up over there. It's amazing when you roll it every 6 inches, how much fill it actually takes to do something like that. But we'll walk over here, we'll take a peek at what we got going on. So here's the hole. They're still working on bringing that side over there around, but that's the floor, that's the level of the floor we gotta be at. You can see they kind of put a tile line down through there. There's a creek down there. So that tile is gonna catch a lot of the drain water coming off of the bunk, or not the bunk, off of the barn roof and between the 2 new barns. And you can see they're dumping fill here, piling this right up. They had to bring it up 8 feet and they're rolling it every like 6 inches. So it really takes a lot of fill to lift that up. But they're doing a pretty nice job here. Over there, I don't know, you can't really see them. There's a road inlet, so a culvert comes from the other side of the road. So they're getting that all squared away. Talking to the county, because you can't just fill in the side of the road there. You can't just tile and build the driveway. You gotta have it all approved through the county for that. So they're kind of working on that right now over there. But yeah, they're doing, it's a big hole. I don't know if the camera does any justice, but those of you guys who don't follow me, we're building a round 4.4 million gallon concrete lagoon. Concrete floor, concrete walls. And then over there, we're gonna have a concrete ramp down into it. The manure is gonna come in. There's a little lagoon over here. It's not even really a lagoon. It's like a 200 gallon holding cell. So the manure is gonna come into that, overflow into a settling basin, and then overflow down into this big round lagoon here. The goal is to try to catch as much sand as we can in that basin, and then the settling basin that we're gonna build basically where they're setting right now. That's gonna be kind of a weekly chore. Once or twice a week, we're gonna have to clean the sand out of that, but The goal is to keep the sand out of this concrete lagoon the best we can. We know it's still going to be in here, but we're just going to try to eliminate it. And if for some reason that doesn't work, if the manure won't flow, it's too much work for us, you know, day to day, we get behind, we are going to build an additional pipe that goes straight into this from the farm. So that way, if it doesn't work out, we can eliminate the settling basin and just run it straight in. We know how much sand we've got to dig out of the lagoon now, and it's such a pain. We just figured the more sand we could get out now, the better. So that's kind of the goal that we're thinking about here. There's going to be a driveway off of the road that's going to come in the backside of this barn site here. So I don't know if I explained it in this video, but this is going to be a heifer barn here, and then a driveway is going to come down the barn site, and it's going to loop all the way around this lagoon and back out the other side. So it should be way slicker than the setup that we got right now, that's for sure. All right, well, being that I was just greasing, I know the grease gun has grease in it. I've already got grease on my hands and on my jeans. I'm gonna go ahead and take our 955 loader up to the shop and grease that as well. I noticed this morning when I was over getting corn at that farm that we're buying it from, they do a much better job greasing. It potentially will be over greased by the looks of it. Like there's just grease on every fitting or every pin, you know, the grease bank's covered in grease, which was a little dirty, but at the same time, clearly they're greasing more often than we are. So yeah, they have inspired me here to trying to grease a little more often. Also, my father-in-law doesn't like the air freshener trees. He don't like the smell of them. But man, does their payloader smell nice. You get in it and it's got, you know, black ice air fresheners in it. I'm a big component of black ice air fresheners. And it was definitely nice getting in a loader and smelling, you know, good smell instead of just the smell of silage. Because there's no preventing that smell. So I don't know. Maybe I'll throw one of those in, ask for forgiveness, not for permission. I guess if the worst thing you got to say about your employees is putting air fresheners in equipment, then, you know, what are you gonna do? But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get this greased up. So, yeah. All right, we can get this thing out of the shop now. Got all the pivots, got all the grease banks. I did order tires for it. They should be here in the next couple weeks. Not cheap. Mounted, we're looking at $1,700 a tire. So, what are you gonna do? You use them, they get worn down. And if we go into winter with them like these, we're just not gonna be able to move. So, yep, no good. I wonder if I got any air fresheners. I know I got one in my truck, but maybe I'll check. All right, we've only been saying it for 2 weeks, but we are finally gonna check this machine out. As far as I know, it just needs to be greased and a couple of skid plates. Those 2 skid plates look all right. That one there's getting thin. I think she's got one more cutting in her. I think we got another cutting in her. That one's good. I knew there was one that I had to change, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and change this one. You see where it's getting real thin up there. This one's good. And that one's starting to get thin, but I think we got another cutting out of her too, so should be good. I generally check the teeth at the end of every day, so the teeth should be good. So really it just needs to be greased, and I need to change that skid plate right there, which is kind of a pain because you can't even really get a socket wrench behind there. It's all open end wrench stuff. We'll get it. So these are meant to be flipped. There's just 4 bolts, 1/2-inch bolts, 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and you can flip them. There is enough beef. I thought about just flipping it, but I think I'm gonna get some flat steel and just weld onto this upper half, because they primarily lead on the front, as you can obviously see. So I'm gonna get some steel, weld it onto here, and I'll grind the lower side so it's flat. And then when I put this back on, I'll put this on the front and this on the back. But I'll just keep this as a spare for now. I'll throw the new one on for now. And I'm gonna get new bolts. These could be cleaned up and reused, but there's no way to get socket wrench or an impact or anything like that onto these. So it's all open end wrench, like I said. So yeah, I'm just gonna put new ones on, not screw around with it, I think. All right, guys, merger's ready to go. Skid plates are on. It's all greased up. Tractor's fueled. I started hearing a clicking noise, clunking noise coming out of the front end of this tractor. So I sent a video to our mechanic. I didn't see anything that was obviously sloppy or jiggling around or anything like that. I just don't like the noise. I'm not mechanically inclined enough to know what that might be. So I guess we'll wait and see what he has to say, what his thoughts are, if he thinks the tractor should be run, or if he thinks it needs to be completely shut down until he can take a look at it. If it needs to be shut down, it's not the end of the world. I'm glad I found out now. I'll just have to unhook the drill off of our other 8330, get the box and all the wires out of this and put into that. It's just a lot of, routing power wires and stuff like that. It's not the end of the world. Again, it's something I could do tomorrow if he says he definitely doesn't want it to be ran. Just kind of sucks, but I guess we will see. Like I said, maybe I'm just overly paranoid. I don't know, but it definitely seems off. Something does. All right, well, my mechanic got back to me real fast. I sent him a video. We FaceTimed for a minute. The fan drive is out of the tractor. It's not leaking oil or anything like that, but he said it's got just a little bit of play that we could see. And yeah, that's got to get shut down. So tomorrow I'll drop the drill, swap everything over, and that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to get that tractor pulled in the shop. He's not going to be able to be out here till next week sometime, which isn't a big deal. So it's nice about having backups. So anyways, yeah, that's what we're going to be up to. It's 3:30. I'm going to get out of here. I got to go pick up the kids. And yeah, maybe we'll go to the park or something. Have a little bit of fun with them. Enjoy. Summer's almost over. My daughter's going to start kindergarten, going to her actual school, not just daycare. So trying to spend a little bit of extra time with her while we got these last week or two here. So that'll do it for the video today, guys. Short and sweet, but hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button. Stick around with us. I mean, we're going to be diving into hay, hauling manure, stuff like that this week. So lots to come. Thanks for watching.